Alright guys, I am here. I am here. Let me just make it so you can see my screen. Give me 2 seconds. And I will show my screen. Let me turn off my face here because I don't really like that. Alright. So, let's see. We don't want that on there. We don't want that on there. We want to add source. Hold on, I'm just gonna make it so you guys can see my in about 2 seconds. Hold on one second. I'm opening Inkscape as we speak, so just give me 2 minutes. Alright. Let's see. We're gonna add screen capture. Oh wait, we don't want to do that one yet. Alright. So y'all can see my screen now. I'm just opening up Inkscape. You have double sound? Alright, you have double sound. Off. Is that better? Can you guys... Does that sound better? Christine, am I still echoing? Alright, it looks like we are still waiting for some people to join us here. Let's see, let me answer a few questions up here that we have. I'm talking again. Any echo? Echo. Alright, I'm good now. Okay, perfect. So, now we're going to open... Inkscape is taking a second to open. So, while we are waiting on Inkscape, I just wanted to show you guys... Does it look like there's a mirror on your screen of my screen? Like it's like many screens? Alright, Susan just said everything I'm saying is being repeated. So I'm still echoing then? I shouldn't be. I turned off the extra... microphone, so I shouldn't be echoing anymore. It's still duplicated. Alright, let me see something here. Okay, according to Christine, I'm not echoing. So I guess all those are coming in. Not now, no more echo. Alright, perfect. Now what... Does it look like my screen is like mirrored a million times? I use this program called Nexus Font, and it's absolutely amazing. It keeps all my fonts in one place. I would highly recommend your experience with Inkscape a lot easier. Here, I'm trying to figure. Inkscape is currently opening. Yes, infinite screens. Alright. This morning it worked. I am now completely hooked up to my internet. I just want to let you all know. Can everybody hear me? Okay, so like I was saying before, I'm not, and clearly, because you don't know how to do stuff, I'm not exactly sure what you plan on getting done. Well, it says stream resumed and stream is continuing. It says that the stream is perfectly fine on my end, so I don't know what is going on your end, but I am plugged into Can everybody hear me? Okay, well, here we go. Inkscape tutorial. Again, I'm not forcing any of you to stay. You can leave if you'd like. I really don't care. I'm not doing this for likes or comments or anything to do with my business. I'm doing this to help people. And if you don't want to deal with things that I cannot control, like internet, then you are absolutely more than welcome to leave. And again, I'm not forcing anybody to stay here. I really don't care if you join us or not, so that's your choice. Anyway. Here is Inkscape. I hope y'all have it open. I am not sure if you guys downloaded Nexus font while you were waiting, but that is your call. Anyway, this is Nexus font. Nexus font is a program that keeps track of all of your installed fonts, and it I love it. I can't do anything without it. I like it because you can type in anything you want and it will give me an example of everything that I type in all different fonts. Anyway, that is that. So I would download that if you want. Now, I hope I'm still here. We're gonna go over what I spoke about yesterday, well, last night in the late class. I kind of rushed through it, and people didn't really have time to hold on, my phone. Are you live? All I hear is you telling someone they don't have to stay if they don't want to, but I think that's from last night. Okay, I'm still here. Hold on. I am going to chat with somebody quick.
to make sure that this is coming in properly. People are now getting an error again. Hold on a second. Okay, so what is it showing, Christine?
I can see everything. Like, look. You're there.
Okay, so hold on. Show me the screen again.
Okay, so what is it showing, Christine?
Oh, alright. So it's just... Okay. Alright, so it's just lagging by a couple of minutes. Alright, that's fine. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure that these people saying that they can't see anything, it wasn't my fault, because my screen is saying I'm live streaming, and I did make it so there was a lag for a couple of seconds just for editing purposes, for when I go to edit the videos. Okay, alright, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alright, bye.
Bye.
Alright, so apparently, the only issue is that there is a lag and everything looks fine on my set. There are about 60 frames per second, which means it is going at the rate that I am speaking. And like I said, everything looks fine on my end. So we're going to get the class started, finally. Basically, I hope you all have Inkscape open, since that is what we are going to be talking about. I also did make this class from tonight from 8:30 to 10:30. So right now the portion of the class for learning is going to be from, well, it's going to last until about 10 o'clock, and then everyone can ask questions. You do not have to stay for the question part. So basically, even though I was a half hour late, we are not going to run past the block of time that I had stated. So, anyway, back to what we were doing. Okay, let's see. The first thing that we're going to talk about is all of the Okay, is that better, Becky? Does that work? Does that work better for you? Alright, so I am getting that, so far since 9:08, it says good, stream is healthy. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but that shows that there's not, alright, we're good to go. I have 4 people telling me we are good to go, so if you are having issues, it has nothing to do with my computer or my setup. So, let me just open the syllabus quick, so that way we can get started. We worked on last night. We went over what all the toolbars are and everything like that. If you want your screen to look exactly like mine, which was one of the main questions I was asked last night, you go up here and it will say view and select font family, font size, yada yada yada. If you click on one of those, it'll bring up everything on this side. That way your screen can look like mine, or at least it should anyway. That's what I did to get my screen to look like this. Last night, so like I was saying, we can hear you. Okay, so last night, like I was saying, we went over all of these up here. If you missed it, apparently the program that I use actually saved that video. If you want, you can go back up there and look, but I will be going over that again in this class, just to recap. So document 1, once you open Inkscape, you are going to want to go to File, Document Properties, and over here it gives you the option page border, page better or whatever. I don't use it. Up here you have guides, grids, everything like that. You will not, I won't be going over any of these because these have pretty much nothing to do with tracing images to use them in Inkscape, or to use them in Design Space. So anyway, so that's how you should have your page set up. Once it is set up that way, I'm not getting any errors on my end, so I'm not really sure what errors you guys are getting, or what buffering you're talking about. It seems fine on this end. Let's see. I'm going to call my friend to see what it looks like on her end, because I really don't know what you guys are talking about by buffering, because the stream is steady over here.
It's fine.
Okay, so
now, then it is fine. Like, it's actually clear. Well, now you got all your crap. But it is, well. It's fine. You're talking about my buffering. Okay, so when you bring it up, it's clear on my end.
alright, so hold on. I just brought it up. I just want to see.
Well, you know, a few seconds behind, it'll catch up. Alright, so hold on, I just brought it up. I just want to see. Well,
What is that screeching noise? Oh, I think it's because we're so close to each other.
yeah.
Okay, so
If you bring it up full screen, like your Inkscape, I can see it perfectly clear. Oh my god. I just muted it. But it's not buffering right now. It'll do it like every so often, but it hasn't for a while on my end.
alright. Well, whatever.
See? Look how clear it is.
Oh, so then it's fine. That's exactly what I'm seeing.
I mean, it is like almost as clear as my own computer.
Okay, so then there really shouldn't be a problem. Alright. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, bye. All right, I'm not going to be calling my friend again because obviously everything is fine on her end, my end, and many other people's ends. So there are still 29 viewers, so I am guessing, all right, 28, whatever. I'm guessing that everything is okay, and I'm not going to be looking at Facebook anymore. If it's buffering and everything, then y'all can wait for the actual video to come out, and I can edit all the buffering phases that are going on. Anyway, so here, we're going to go back up here. Alright, so we set the size of the page, the size of the document. Now, to scroll, you can either use Control and then your arrows. So it would be Control on your keyboard, arrows up, down, left, right. Or to go up and down, you can use your mouse, obviously, the little scrolly thing in the center of your mouse. Or if you press Control B. Now, if you look at my screen, I do not have the arrows for the up and down on the actual screen. I don't like them, but if you do like them and they are not on your screen, you can press Control B. B as in boy. And that will bring up the scrollies on your screen. The arrows. If you don't want them there, press Control B as in boy again, and it will get rid of them. Now, if you are, let's say, typing something, okay, and now we're going to talk about Zoom. If you are typing something and you have it on your page like this, and let's say you accidentally move away from what you are trying to do. You move away from your page, you have no idea where it went. You can go up here, and these are your zoom arrows, your zoom keys. You can also zoom from view, zoom, okay? Or, like I said, up here are your zoom icons as well. What I do is I usually like to see zoom to fit page in window. That will bring up your page and make you zoomed in right where you should want to be, so that way you can see your entire page. Now, obviously, if you are using, if you are doing detailed images, you can zoom to the selected portion of your page. So if there is something that has, you have something selected like this where the dotted lines are around it, you can zoom to that portion. Then basically this one is the same thing. This little icon here with the 2 yellow squares is zoom to fit drawing in window. Again, that'll fit your whole entire image into your window. But like I said, I prefer to have my whole page there. Unless I am editing a detailed image, then I will do the selection zoom. Now, we have, after that, I'm going to leave this up there because I'm just going to use my name as an example. And then, hold on one second. Yes, thank you, Jennifer. I am actually doing this for free, and I actually paid $25 of my own money to be able to do this for you guys. So if you are going to complain, I will end up kicking you out of the group. I do not have time for it. I hate drama, and I am over it, to be completely honest. If you can't see it again, you can watch the video after I am done streaming. Okay, next we are going to do I just totally lost track. Okay. Edit under file, you're not going to be using anything really except for the import key, and this import option is to import images from your desktop. For instance, let's see, I'll go here and we will look at my desktop quick. Let's see, so yeah, so the only time you can't see it, but if you go to import, it's going to bring up your select file to import screen. This is where, you know, you can click on your quick access folder, your desktop folder, your libraries folder, my PC, network, blah, blah, blah. This is where you are going to, you can pick an image that you have on your desktop. I'll pick the peacock because I love this peacock. So you can pick any image and import it onto your screen, and then obviously we would trace this image. We're going to just delete that quick. Let's see. So basically document properties and import are going to be the only ones that we are going to be using, as well as save and save as, obviously. Under edit, we have your normal cut, copy, paste, paste in place, paste style, all that kind of stuff. Honestly, I use copy and paste. I don't use paste in place, paste style, blah, 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 paste size. I have used paste size before, but it was for a web page that I was designing, so it wasn't really, it doesn't really pertain to this. Duplicate. This might actually be my favorite command. For instance, if I were to, whoops. Alright, so for instance, my name, right? If we were to go to edit, duplicate, it would duplicate it. Now, it puts it directly on top of the original image. I like this because if you're doing a shadow, okay, of text, I got a lot of questions about this on how to do a shadow. Now, for the time being, I'm just going to show you that quick because that is what a lot of people were interested in. And this is why I like the questionnaire that I did, because I can incorporate all of these things, all of the questions you asked into this main class, and then we can go, dive into it further in the other 9 classes that I will be doing. In between those 9 classes, you will have a little project, I guess you could call it, to work on, just to kind of go over and reiterate what we learned in class, and you can get some practice. So the project this week is going to be how to put a shadow behind your text. Now, I am going to take this and I'm going to pick we'll do a very popular font that everybody loves. We're going to do Samantha font, okay? Now, again, right now we are going to learn how to shadow our text. So if you would like, you can get a pen and paper and write this down. I will wait a couple minutes while you do so, because this is something that I'm going to teach you now, but we will go over it again in the future. So I'll just give you guys a couple seconds to get your pen and paper, and you can hold on, I'm being told you guys can't see my drop downs. Is that true? Because you kind of need to be able to see the drop downs. Alright, you can't see my drop downs. Give me 2 seconds here and let me just edit that issue. Let's see. All right, does everybody have their pen and paper? Once I get these drop downs to work, we will be able to start this. I know I just got rid of everything. Just give me a second. I'm not sure why you guys can't see my drop downs. It worked last night. Hold on 1 second. All right, I got it to work. Okay, so let me get rid of this right here, and we're just gonna do this. We'll expand this, and then on here we're gonna expand this. All right, drop downs are available now. So I believe. I know you guys see a million screens, but just give me a second here. Okay, so if y'all have your pen and papers ready, it keeps telling me my CPU usage is high for some reason. Okay, so is everyone still there? Let's see. You are. Okay, so for the text, whoops. On my screen, my drop-down menus are showing, so I'm not sure why they're not on yours, but according to me, according to my end, they are showing. All right, so let's see. We're gonna talk about how to do the shadow layer on text. Okay, we're gonna go. We want to turn. Hold on 1 second. Let me just. Okay. So. Whoops. All right. In order to do a link to offset, you are going to want to go to path on the top, object to path, okay? Now this is going to make it so your letters, if I were to click on my letters, see, those are all called nodes. Those, you can actually click on the nodes and you can change the way that your font looks. I would not suggest doing it because it makes it look pretty crazy. But anyway, so that is what those are. So you're going to want to make sure your entire word is highlighted. Then you are going to go to path, linked offset. hold on one second. I pressed an extra button by accident. Okay. Is not wanting to do what I'm telling it. Okay. So let me just show that to you again, using a different example because it didn't want to do what I wanted it to. Okay, so here is my word. Again, we're going to use Samantha just to show you. Apply. Okay. And you are going to go object, ungroup. Again, that's object, ungroup. After you do that, you are going to want to go back to path and click union. Again, that's path and union. Here. It's going to look like that. Okay? No worries. Your word is still under there. This is how you can make it so your shadow, you can make your shadow as big or as small as you'd like. So I'm going to do it like that. Now, these are basically 2 layers. Your shadow layer is on top right now. We don't want it there. So you're going to click and drag and make sure everything is highlighted, okay? And when everything is highlighted, you want to make sure that there are 2 selection boxes. If there is one, you are going to want to ungroup your selection, but there should not be 1. There should be 2 if you followed the instruction. As of right now, these are 2 different colors. They're 2 different things. So you would be able to move it around. See? So now, if you don't want to move it around and you want it to stay in place, okay, you're going to go, well, now I got to undo it because I moved it. You're going to select them both, okay? So drag out and select. You're going to go to object, group. Now, this is going to make it one image. Not one image. It's going to obviously group the 2 word images together. When you go and import this into Design Space, it is going to show up as a grouped image as well, and all you will have to do is press ungroup, and it will turn it into 2 different images, so that way you can cut them out separately if you're choosing to cut them. If you are choosing to print them, just leave them grouped, and it will print. And that is how you do an offset for text. So I will make a pamphlet and I will upload that into the file section with the complete instructions on what to do and how to do that. Now that we have gone over that, let's see. Okay, so next, we are going to go over, all right, so I ended out at duplicate. All right, so, basically none of those down there you will have to use because a lot of these, are for if you are doing things for web pages and things like that. So now up here under view we have page grid, which will make it look like those sheets that you used in school to make graphs and things like that. This is awesome for lining things up, obviously, but I don't know, for me it's just too much, and I always just use the align and distribute tab, which is also up here. It is this little bar graph that's up here. That is align and distribute. I don't like the squares. Some people do. It's honestly, it's personal preference. Now, I usually have those off. Again, that was under view and page grid. Guides, I never use the guides. They're right here and obviously over here. There's different things that you can do to make it so you can line things up easier. I don't use them. I don't need them. I'm just not really a fan. So next we have show and hide. Now this is for your what you can see on your screen. You have the commands bar, the snap control bar, controls bar, tool controls bar, toolbox, rulers, the scroll bars, which are, I told you the control B command to get them and to remove them. You have palette and status bar. Now, we're going to go over all of those bars. The command bar is up here, underneath where your options are. That's the command bar. Underneath that bar is the snap controls bar, and then you have the tool controls bar, which is sorry, my daughter just walked by with my husband. So obviously the tool controls bar is the one that is under your save, your template, save, all those options bar. And then we have the toolbox bar. That is over to the left. You have your rulers, which I do not have, or which I have on my screen right now. That's obviously, the numbers to show you the inches on the page. Scroll bars don't have those. The palette bar, which is down here. This is your color bar. There are so many colors to choose from. It is crazy. Basically, it goes, there's many different ways you can view the colors. It goes by the, we'll go over here to fill in stroke. Here we go. It, let's see. We're going to click this and we're just going to do this just to show you. RGB, HSL, CMYK, wheel, CMS. Now all of these, unless you know about colors, you're not going to need to use these. I know that, whoopsie daisies. I basically only use the colors that are on the bottom of the screen, just because it's easier for me, and I really don't need any other colors. The only time I actually use this is for the opacity, which is, making things opaque. So if I were to take this and I go like this, it's going to make it more and more see-through. Now, that is basically what a PNG file is. Just for anybody wondering, it's basically just an image with an opaque background. So we have that bar. And then the status bar. This is going to give you hints and such as to what you're doing in your let's see. I can't get it to show, keep getting error. Alright, I'm still getting messages that people are getting errors. I don't know why. I'm hoping everybody can still see this. It says that there's still 25 viewers, so people can still see it. So yeah, that's basically what all your bars are. Anyway, this bottom bar right here, see how it says group of two objects in layer 1, click selection to toggle scale, rotation, handles. This is just going to give you a couple little hints as to what you can do next, or, you know, what you did last, everything like that. When you do start to make multicolored images, you are going to be using layers a lot. So, just to show you what I mean by that, I'm going to ungroup this image, and now it's going to make it 2 images again. So, let's say I want to make this 2 layers, because I'm going to be using it for a more complex image. What I would do is I would go right here under layers. Again, layers is up here. It is this icon. If you click that, it will bring your layers bar up over here where mine is. Now, layer 1. I'm going to right click on layer 1, and I'm going to go to rename image. I'm going to rename this image Pink Adrianna, because it's the pink layer of my name. So we're going to go to rename, okay? Now I'm going to click pink. Make sure you are clicked on the pink Adrianna one and not your background image. I'm going to click this, and I'm going to go move to whoops, not create link. Whoops. Okay, sorry. Click the wrong thing. All right. Alright, I'm going to edit undo that because I don't want it to think it's a link. Alright, I'm going to go right click, and I'm going to go move to layer, and we are going to click Pink Adrianna, and we're going to go move. Now, I have sent this to a layer, so if I don't want to see it on my screen, I can hide it by clicking that. Unhide, hide. Now, because I haven't put this one in a layer yet, it is going to assume that this whole bottom piece of my page is this one single layer. So now we have to click the add button, and we are going to go Adrianna background. I like to be as descriptive as possible, just because once you start getting into many layers, you will want to make sure you know what each layer is. So we're going to go Adrianna background, and we are going to add. Now, before we add, we do not want it above current. We want it below current, because we don't want it to go above this. So we're going to click add. Okay. Now we're going to move this, move to layer, Adrianna background, move. So now these 2 images, this word, this text, which I did make into an image by going to path, object to path, that then made it an image. Now, let's say I didn't want to see Pink Adrianna. We can hide it. Or let's say I'm working around my name, and I don't want to be able to move my name, okay? I have come to this a lot, and it drives me nuts. If I am working with images around my name, for instance, let's say I put a circle here, okay? I can accidentally click this because it's so close to the circle, and if I think I'm clicking on this, but I'm really clicking on this, I'll move this, and if I don't want to be able to move the pink layer of my name, I can lock it, which is this lock right here. Now, that makes it so I literally can't even click on the pink Adrianna. It will click on this background. Now, I can do the same for Adrianna background, but before I do that, I need to put this pink circle to a layer. So we're going to go add pink circle, and we do want it above current. That is very important. Click add, okay? Now, we are going to move to layer, pink circle, move. Okay, now pink circle has its own layer. I can lock these 2, Pink Adrianna and Adrianna background, and now I can't even highlight this right here. The only thing I can click on is the pink circle because I have it unlocked. Now, even when you have layers locked, you can still hide them. This comes in handy if you're dealing with a really detailed image. For instance, if like my circle was a paisley print and I wanted to be able to see each individual swirl and dot in the paisley print, I obviously would not want to have these in the background distracting me from the print. So that is where the layers option comes in handy when you're working with a crazy amount of different images and colors and all that good stuff. Layers is a great feature. Now, the next one is, let's see, we're going to go to layer. We just went over all the layers. Basically, all the commands that are over here are what are over here. The up and down. So if I'm clicked on this pink circle and I want this pink circle to go under, let's say, my name, right? I can click lower the current layer. Now that will put my name above it. If I click this one, it will lower it all the way to the bottom, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, up one, up another. So basically it's just going to move things around here. You could also move things around by dragging, by dragging and such. So, undo. We're just going to undo everything because I don't want it to all be attached. Okay, so next. We have object, fill and stroke, which basically, like if I click on this circle, I can go fill and stroke. It will bring it up over here, and this is where I change the colors if I feel necessary, or I can make it opaque. I can blur it like that, which is really cool. I love when I'm doing invitations or things like that, posters, whatnot. I love blurring things to make it look really cool. My other favorite option in Inkscape that we will go over is the watercolor option. I can make this circle look like it's watercolor, which is really, really cool. But that is under all of these. Now this is probably, filters and extensions is going to be a, it's probably going to end up being split into two classes because there are a lot of options here. They're really cool. I suggest you tune into that one. Hopefully by that time we won't have anything going on here. I'm going to call my internet company tomorrow and see what I can do to fix these issues that we're having here. When we first start out, there's a few issues that I kind of want to have them take a look at because like I said, when I had tested this earlier this morning, I had absolutely no issues. I think it has to do with the times because a lot of people are home now, whereas this morning I'm a stay-at-home mom, so there's not a lot of people home, so I don't have sorry, I'm getting messages because people are still having issues. I'm not sure why, but oh well. I don't know what to tell them because I don't have any issues. It's showing up perfectly fine on my screen. So I'm not really sure. It says dropped 0. Yeah, I'm not really sure why people are having so many issues. Okay. Now, next. This is probably going to be the last one that we're going to do because it's pushing 10 o'clock. And if anybody has any questions, I'm going to post a status on the page right now for you to post questions to. I'm doing it as we speak. I'm not sure if you can hear the clicking. Okay, so I just posted the status and Okay. So, sorry, I'm just blocking a few people. All right. Now, like I said, this is probably going to be the last thing that we go over tonight due to the time. Fill and stroke, I just explained. Object properties, you are never going to need to use this. This is, I never use it. So with what we're learning, you're not going to be using that. Group, ungroup, obviously, if you have multiple images, you are able to group and ungroup those images. Okay, go over how you got the shadow, please. Okay, so how I got the shadow. Everybody who missed it or wasn't paying attention or needs me to reiterate it, make sure you get a pen and paper and write this down. Again, I will be posting a little thing to the Facebook group on how to get the shadow layer that you will be able to print out and, you know, keep wherever you want or do with it what you please. Okay, so we're going to go to text. Drag out text. We're going to go to add text. So we're going to, here, I'll type in Anita because that is who asked the question. All right, we have your name. Okay, I love your name, by the way. I have an Aunt Anita, who I don't really see very often. Anyway, okay, text and font. Let's see. We're gonna pick a different font. We'll do Samantha, just because it's easier. All right, so we have Anita. So we're going to go your name and image. Okay, we're going to go to ungroup. Now, if I were using a different font, I would probably have to edit the name just because of the letters that are in it. I would probably have to move some closer to the others, which we will go over all of that some other time. So we're going to now go to path, union. This is going to make your entire name one image instead of different ones like it was when we ungrouped. We are going to go to path, linked offset. Now this will give you the little diamond shape here. You're going to left click, and hold it and drag it out to however big or small you want it. We'll do this one smaller than we did the other one. Whoops. Okay, like that. Now we're going to go back over here, and we are going to click the select and transform objects, which is just the arrow tool. Now, like I said before, you should have, when you go here, when you select it, that whole area, you should have two boxes. If you do not, you are going to want to ungroup your image. But we have two, which is what we're supposed to do. So you have your original image name. So up here, for instance, that's Adrianna, on top of your shadow layer. Now, to make things easier, I always change it, change colors. And then your background layer, whoops, we'll make it like a gray color. So, now this is two images. You're going to want to go to Object, Group. This just makes it easier for when you save. You can open it in Design Space and it will be under one group, one image group. You can then ungroup it in Design Space. I do this also just to make sure that it doesn't get ungrouped on its way to Design Space, and then you're going to have to center it all over again. So that is how I do that. Now, again, I'm going to make a pamphlet and put it up on there. For you guys to go back to. Now, we're going to go over the saving aspect, and then we'll do everything from clip down all the way to over here next class. So now we're going to save. Now we're going to go to save as. Okay? There are a lot of options to save this work as. Of course, you're not going to respond once I end up at the end. Okay. I always save to my desktop. Now, you can go here. There's Inkscape SVG or plain SVG. I always just end up saving as an Inkscape SVG. I do want to let you know that if you do make something in Inkscape and you plan on printing it out, for some reason, when it's in the middle of your computer and your printer in the wires, it doesn't line up correctly when you go to print it. My husband actually figured this out. You can save it as a PDF, which is a portable document format. Totally drawing a blank. File. So if you save it as a PDF, it will go onto your desktop as it will have the Inkscape symbol, but it will be a PDF. All you have to do is just hover your mouse over the Inkscape symbol to figure out if it's the SVG form that you saved or the PDF form. You can then right-click on that and open it in your web browser and print from there. That is the only way I can get my flyers and such, for instance, the things that I made for the restaurant next door. That is the only way I can get them to print on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and be in the center of the paper and not cut off anywhere. So anyway, so yes, I save as a PDF when I want to go print things out from Inkscape. But for the time being, we're just going to save this as an Inkscape SVG. I always save it as an Inkscape SVG. A lot of people say to save it as a plain SVG, but I, as you can see, have a ton of files that I have never once ever saved as a plain SVG. I don't know honestly what the difference is, because they both end up being .svg form. So anyway, so that's what I do. Now I'm just going to name this Inkscape Class 2 Examples, because we will return to this the next class. So I'm just going to save it on my desktop as that. And now Inkscape, if you go on to inkscape.org and you look at the file, you look at, their documents there, they will tell you to constantly save your work while you're working, which I didn't do this time. I do it every time because Inkscape does have bugs and sometimes it'll crash while you're using it. Sometimes if it does crash or it shuts down and crashes because of a bug, Inkscape will save everything you just did by itself, and it will show up on your desktop as a new name, not what you named it. There'll be another couple letters after the original name. That is the one you will want to use when you go to open Inkscape back up, because that will be the most recent form of your document that you made in Inkscape. That'll bring up literally all the way up to the last thing you did. So it does that, but sometimes it doesn't. So I just tell people to save quite often in order to avoid losing any work that you have done. I had to learn that the hard way. Let's see. I'm back on Facebook. All right. Anita said thank you. Let's see. All right. I don't have any more questions, it looks like. I am currently not on the YouTube stream, so if you're asking questions on there, I cannot see it. That takes up bandwidth on my computer, and that makes it really, really slow for you guys. I am now going to turn this, and I am going to turn off the desktop region view, and we are going to go to... Okay, hi. I am here. Now, basically, I want to give you guys a little project to do for the next week. Well, until the next class, which will probably be next week because of the holidays. I'm not sure. I know not everybody celebrates Easter, but some people do, and I don't want to do anything while people are away or on vacation and whatnot. So I'm going to post the project in Design Space. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna post the project to the Facebook group, and y'all can do it if you want. At the end of the week, well, after I post the project, I will post another thread. The project will be the pinned post. Also, if you have not filled out the questionnaire about times and days, that is going to help me judge when I'm going to make the next class. Uh-oh, I think I just might have froze. Okay, that is going to help me judge when I should do the next class, times, and everything like that. What else? Yeah, that's about it. I will be posting the next class. I want everybody to have the form filled out by tomorrow, so that way I can post when the next class will be. If you haven't filled out the form and I pick a time that might not work for you, I'm sorry, but that is why I'm telling everybody. I look really orange right now. I'm not a fan. All right, there we go. That is why I am telling everybody to fill out the form so I can get a better idea. I will, again, post everything online, and is being used. Nobody here is online except for me, and I noticed that it is much better right now as I'm watching myself talk on here. It is actually going to you guys at the same time that I am speaking. I am not in Inkscape. Inkscape uses a ton of bandwidth for some reason. A ton. It slows my computer, not bandwidth, but memory. It slows my computer down a lot. The memory that Inkscape uses is just ridiculous. So anyway, now that I have all that situated, it looks like it's daylight outside, but it's really not. It's 10:15 at night. But anyway, that is all. And I will talk to you guys on Facebook again if you need help for it. So that is all. I hope you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you again soon. All right, talk to you guys later.